Hello, I am posting a video because I have no life, no job. Mom hates me. Apparently, I'm a mooch. You know, cigarette habits out of this world. 2 packs a day now. Yeah, crap. But I'll preface this by saying that I have schizophrenia and bipolarism, whatever the hell it is. I experience depression, mood swings. Apparently see things. I see a doctor in Mandeville, Madison, where the hell it is, and apparently I'm stable. I take Vraylar or whatever it is. I've taken a bunch of shit. But the reason why I say this is that in this today's modern age, it'd be very easy for somebody to trick somebody, and for some other reason, it'd be very easy to torture somebody. With satellites, it'd be very easy to, tamper somebody's drugs, prescription or otherwise, because we trust these sources. It'd be very easy for somebody who distributes these to taint these things. And it's one of those weird things where the pills, whatever it may be, even injections, could be tampered with. Hell, so many side effects they list and don't list. Many times they have side effects like blood pressure, too high, too low, could cause cancer, could cause a lot of things, like impotence, could cause nerve damage, could cause many different things they never ever list. And they do list, it's always changing from website to website. And the psychiatrists never really discuss these things. They say, here, take this, it'll alleviate all your symptoms. Now, I propose this. What if these symptoms were all caused by something else? Technology and people. And I say this, what happens if the satellites are involved? Mini, small, whatever it may be, provider, data, cell phone, internet, television provider, hell, even military. What if they are constantly doing this? And whoever finds out, they are tortured more and commit suicide, possibly, because they have no out. If this is all a grand conspiracy, what if police are involved, all on payroll, because people love money? What if military and everybody else getting paid, constantly monitoring people on the internet, cell phone, all these things connected? Why? Experiments? Why not? There's been many experiments, and they come out later on. You see them on YouTube, you see them in other places. And you say, no, that never happened. I mean, conspiracy people are fucking nuts. I've been one of those people that's open-minded. Always thought about different things. Try to put things together. And what if, there's a deep state, a shadow government, united segments of shadow associates and associations? What if they are just Pfizer, Turner, and a broadcast? And what if there's a spectrum? I'm a customer of Spectrum Charter. And what if these three entities are constantly torturing people to a point where they commit suicide or they have other people to commit homicide? These entities could use frequencies. They could use chemicals. They could have hold of the government, newspapers, doctors, aides, nurses. They could have hold of the education system. So we're getting all taught that all wrong things. What if these are a grand sum of things? I post many things online on Truth Social, which I was banned from for some reason, then reinstated, then for some reason of an SMS verification. I'm in contact right now. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with my account. I started posting IPs and passwords and project names. I had no access to these things. I'm not sure if they're even true. Just random stuff. Now, for a while, going on 13 years, I've been hearing things, seeing things. I sought medical help. I've been to the ER many a times. Sometimes by EMS. I called the police, and I ended up being into an EMS ride. Then the ER. Then I have portions of my life taken away and put on powerful drugs. I've been treated terribly. I've had an instance where I'm dealing with a felony that was reduced to a misdemeanor. Now it is going to called a pre-court consult, where I was charged with battery, felonious battery, and a guy attacked me in an institution in Hammond. Apparently, these people put a string on me, which I did not know about. My attorney, Brittany R. Duke, she has been kind of weird. Not really there when I need her, and constantly in search of more money, which I don't have. I'm not employed. She apparently helped me out. They reduced the charge from a felony to a misdemeanor, and then they tried to reduce it again to a disturbing the peace. Now, if you believe in grand conspiracies and people try to get people for things, which I hear all the time on, up in the air, being schizophrenic, people are trying to say, yeah, we're gonna get for something, and it's constantly monitoring my cell phone, monitoring everything I do. I feel like I've been stalked all the time, and those are symptoms of schizophrenia and bipolarism. What if these things didn't exist? What if these things, only thing existed were depression and PTSD? All the rest fabricated. Because when I was growing up, schizoaffective bipolar never existed. The comorbidity never existed at all. And I mean, why wouldn't it exist if it was just there? I mean, why, maybe things happen constantly to where they're like, well, let's combine them together. I mean, they're very similar, basically the same thing. So what if they have the thing to where they're constantly torturing people? And I haven't figured out why they would ever torture anybody in general. What kind of sick motherfuckers torture somebody just for fucking fun of it? And weird things have happened to me. Just weird things in general. You'd want to, people, walking your property for no reason. Wonder why people, just randomly, when you're walking your dogs, confront you when you're in the middle of the street and public property. He said, hey, get off my property. Get off my property. I had weird neighbors around here that even ever since I moved to the North Shore, La Ranger, weird things have been happening. And it's just that, the EMS rides, you wonder why they just rope you into a mental institution so they can drug you with things that are really, really powerful and meant pretty much as a chemical lobotomy and ruin your body and your mind. Now, if this is all involved, what the military is involved, what do they have as in terms of technology? Because there's always secret things. They never ever expose everything what they have. And what if these things were so powerful and not really noticeable? And if there's a cover-up, it's all been covered up. And I always wondered, if the government's involved all the way down to whatever, do these entities actually, why are they funded? Why there's always black projects, there's always ground projects, there's always gold projects, there's always platinum projects, all these different silver to whatever, to where they are all kept top secret. And the thing is, if these beings, humans, not really, not being compassionate, not being empathetic, what if they're out there just fucking killing people, torturing them just for fucking fun of it? And I don't want to go too much into conspiracies and what my theories are. But if these are things, why if these come out later on, decades later? And I can't afford a lawyer. I talked to some people through Google search, which can be manipulated as well. A trainer at a law firm, whatever. I just, kind of instinctively said, maybe these people won't fuck me over. My lawyer is Brittany R. Duke, located in Hammond. She has a nice little pad on West Thomas. So, she has done her best, at looking great and, trying to offer a delicate hand. But at the same time, I wonder just how good a lawyer or attorney she is. Just weird things happen. And I've been to the mental institution, facility, whatever, a bunch of times, at least 8. And I've visited with Rosenblum, and they've always had weird things where they their information is not very trustworthy. Someone's always, just, this person quit or this person whatever, and they're constantly taking me off and off drugs, pretty much at their will, not mine. They just went along with it. And I wonder sometimes why. And the thing is, I try to be compliant. Take my Frelar, take my Enlight, I took my Pillify, among other things, antidepressants. Constantly being shifted around with all these things, and basically, when I've come down to it, they're all antipsychotics, all powerful chemicals that will, apparently, there's a risk of, suicidal thoughts, where things are supposed to not cause these things, just keep your brain chemistry intact. But why does it break down your body? Apparently, some people tolerate things very well, some people don't. So why do these things cause diabetes? Why do these things cause other side effects with blood pressure? Why is it always constantly ruining your immune system, slowing your body down? You get fat. You get to where your body can't fight things off. You're constantly in blood tests, constantly have to go to a doctor. And the thing is, if all those conspiracies, who's actually regulating these certifications? I mean, if anything, anybody could be anything at any time. If everybody's in on it, a police officer could just be a police officer that's not actually trained or even has a badge. And I posted things where these police officers do not identify themselves. When they do, it looks fucking fake as hell. So, I mean, that's happened a few times. So, I thought, if I'm rambling, and just, I keep waking up by heat sensations, different pingings, just, kind of nerve pain, stuff like that. And I don't think I have diabetes. I've been tested a few times, not in the greatest shape. My double chin is very prominent. I'm not skinny. I'm not, obese, but, whatever. But it's just, you wonder why this would be a possibility in my mind. Take a medication. I mean, I do what the fucking doctor tells me to do. So you wonder, if things are not the way it's supposed to be, things could be in your, inoculations, vaccinations, your medications, your doctors, your teachers, your local police departments, hell, even FBI, the FCC. I've called the FCC. They told me to file a complaint online. Someone would not hear my shit. And you wonder if all these can, combined. You wonder, is my email? Is my email tampered with? If a cell phone, internet, and everything else is tampered with, and frequencies are a thing, there's been known frequencies can cause, rage, depression, excitement. Frequencies are pretty much sound, so you can hear things. I mean, frequencies are, gotten together to make visuals. So, if certain people picked out, why? Life is precious, right? I mean, it's supposed to be that way. But if I'm, being banned from different places for no reason, Reddit, for no reason at all, no curse words used, nothing derogatory. Sometimes, I post a schizophrenia type of, subreddits, they're like, oh, well, you're just too schizophrenic, basically. You just say, oh, you're not making any sense. I mean, that's schizophrenia in general. I mean, people go through phases and it don't make sense. It's happened many times on many different accounts. And I got banned from True Social. Then when I contacted them, say my lawyer, they said, oh, well, there's a bug, you guys kicked you off. When I got back on, I couldn't post. It said SMS verification needed. I've been in contact with them, and I'm still contacting with them now. And this weird thing's my phone. It's a new phone, the Galaxy fucking whatever. And there's sometimes things are not working. They're not working. And you hear different things. And you wonder, why the hell am I hearing things outside of my head? I don't take any drugs. The worst drugs I do is have a drink every once in a while, and that's just beer. I smoke cigarettes because I'm stressed out. I work out. I walk constantly now. I'm still trying to buy a job. And I hear things all the time. Just different things. And you wonder if people on satellites, people on your phone, and Bluetooth is involved, all linked. It's very easy to manipulate and have somebody simulate schizophrenia and bipolar breakdowns. It's one of those things. So I post. Sal Pimbley, 92667 on X. There's random things I think of. SALPEMBLEY 92667. Then I post on this I post on Fapistine. I post Sal Pembley's Ravenvale. I don't know. This is something I come up with. This stupid crap. Keep us occupied. It drives me nuts. I don't want to live with her. But I guess I'm stuck here. But she's been very supportive. Doesn't know anything about mental illness. She said she looked it up. Eventually, I confronted her about it many times. But she doesn't know. No, my brother's been very supportive as well. Wanted me institutionalized. And she went on with all these things. She took a vacation to Michigan where he lives. And I didn't see her for 6 months. No. I had to pretty much fight and scrap. Do what I had to do to get by. She offered really no help. No. I love her mom, but she's a weird lady. My dad died. My uncles died. She's only really, my aunts died. All of them, the only thing she has is I have her. That's it. I have 2 dogs, a cat, and I'm a neighbor's dog and cat. A lot of personal time because I have no social interactions. Here and there, hi, how you doing, blah, blah. But relationships are a thing for me. I have no money. I can't pursue anything. I have no job. So basically, in the social, current event of my life is that I can't do anything. I'm in a standstill. And, I have associates and whatever fucking IT crap. But I can't find a job. Every time I get, some foot in the door, it never works out. It never, ever works out. To the point where they talk to me, I'm in an interview, and that's it. So, everything's all involved. People are connected. And if, cell phone people are involved, they can easily get numbers anywhere. People are always connected to some kind of way. These are thoughts I have on the top of mind. And, I constantly doing something to outcome my time. Something keep me, stagnant instead of sitting around doing nothing. And these entries on X and social media, at Brian, the Red Baron, Uberwan, Brian with the I, 2 R's for Baron, and Uberwan, Uber, UBER, for True Social. And I wonder, if Google's involved. Sometimes my emails go just randomly missing. I have recordings I have. I talked to FCC, and like I said, they've already write 2 websites. Hey, go to a website, make a complaint. Try CIA, and my last one is with the FBI. And for a while, we've had weird things happen here where it feels like bombs been going off constantly. Right after New Year, just constantly bum, 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 bum. Constantly, just constantly feels like explosions going off. And you wonder, what are these things? I post things randomly, and I'm schizophrenic, I'm fucking weird. I believe conspiracies. I got a chemical imbalance. So, as I tail off at the end of this, is that if this is the world we live in, as a secret government, a deep state, united segments of shadow associations and associates of the menage, the many, what if these idiots brag? What if they're egomaniacs? What if a lot of these movies are real? TV shows and all this stuff. What if they're secret projects and they're all around us? What can we do? What can we do? As a president, supposed to be a ruling government body, supposed to be freedom of speech, freedom of press. What if these things don't exist? What if the religion and everybody else says be kind to thy man and woman? What if they don't too? What if all these things are combined for the ultimate conspiracy? We're just stuck in the quote unquote matrix of their conformity, their oppression, suppression. Well, I'll leave you at 20 minutes. This is what I've been thinking about. I have nothing else better to do than think. I mean, I have no job. I try. Indeed, hasn't working out. I mean, I pretty much tap the algorithm, and nothing ever works out. Just pretty much rejection letter. Well, that's been it. Be safe.